The brand new Steam Deck OLED is in the house, and I've been using it for a few days to find out if it's worth it. So let's jump right in. It's been about a year and a half since I made my full review on the original Steam Deck, and I still stand by my impressions on it today. I'll link it below if you're curious, but here's a brief refresher, because a lot of what I said back then also applies to the OLED as well. Basically, Valve designed the Steam Deck in a way that makes PC gaming approachable for both seasoned veterans and casual players alike. This is thanks in part to an absolutely awesome user experience on SteamOS that truly set the bar for portable gaming PCs. Not only is the interface properly optimized for the deck, something that Windows-based machines still struggle with today, but also, despite it being Linux-based, there's an impressive Windows compatibility layer that allows the deck to run the vast majority of games available on Steam. I also love the flexibility to customize things like your TDP and frame rate on an OS level to balance performance and battery life, two very important considerations on a portable PC. And of course, because it's a product right out of Valve, the level of support you get from the company itself, the industry that develops for it, and the community of users at large is something that not only adds value long-term, but is also truly unique to the Steam Deck. And that's awesome. So that's the story of the original Steam Deck, but what's the deal with the OLED? First things first, this new model is not advertised to be a replacement or a second generation to the original Steam Deck. In fact, they're still selling the original one starting at $399. Rather, the Steam Deck OLED aims to be a new premium spec starting at $549. And with that in mind, what exactly is new here? Well, let's start with the obvious. There's a brand new screen. I've already talked about the benefits of OLED plenty of times on this channel, but this is a huge step up over the LCD. And that's even considering that it shares the same native 1200 by 800 resolution and is nearly half an inch larger as well. There's excellent contrast, color reproduction, and inky blacks thanks to per pixel dimming. You also now have HDR support, and this panel will hit a peak brightness of 1000 nits, meaning it'll also look good if you're playing in brighter environments. If not for the excellent picture quality, perceived motion on this OLED panel also feels like a major upgrade over the LCD. You get a higher refresh rate going up to 90 Hz, which makes things like browsing menus feel smoother. And even if your games aren't going to necessarily hit frame rates that fully take advantage of that, there's noticeably less ghosting even while targeting 60p and especially 45p now that it scales perfectly in half. However, if there are any nitpicks I have with this OLED Steam Deck, it's that the particular one that Valve sent us to review is actually the top spec, which features a matte display. While it might be great at reducing glare, the finish kind of dulls the contrast and makes things look a bit fuzzy. Sooner than later, I'd love to try out the base model of the Steam Deck OLED to really make sure, since that one has a glossy display. And considering that it's also slightly cheaper, I reckon that that's the one most people should buy. Before we carry on with the video, I want to talk about the sponsor of today's video, Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform for building a website for your personal brand or business. With a variety of stylish templates and plenty of options for customization, making a website that's truly your own is a breeze, which can make a difference when it comes to engaging your audience. Whether you are looking to sell products, showcase your portfolio to prospective clients, or just need to make a simple landing page for a project. Whatever the need, Squarespace has you covered and will even help you set up your own custom domain with just a few clicks. If you're interested in checking them out and want to support the content we make here on Denki, head over to squarespace.com/Denki. There, you can try out the service for free, and if you like what you see, they'll give you 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thanks very much to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video, and now back to the Steam Deck OLED. Looking beyond the shiny new screen, Valve refined the formula of the Steam Deck in a few key areas to make the the OLED feel premium grade. On a hardware level, the APU is manufactured using a 6nm process compared to the 7nm one on the original. This doesn't translate to any noticeable difference in performance, but where you see the gains is mainly in efficiency. Not only are the thermals much better this time around, so the fans won't kick up as loud, but it also improves on power consumption. Combined with a larger battery, Valve claims you'll get anywhere between 30 to 50% longer playtime on a single charge. Now, I haven't done any scientific testing to actually prove this, but 2 to 3 charge cycles in, I definitely notice a significant improvement. Other than that, there's Wi-Fi 6E on board for faster downloads, and the hardware is a decent bit lighter. With all of this in mind, the next big question is whether you should buy one or not. If at this point you've been on the fence about buying a Steam Deck, figuring out which one you should get isn't as straightforward as it seems. To show you what I mean, here is what the Steam Deck lineup currently looks like now that we have the OLED in the picture. The original 256GB LCD model now comes down in price to $399, making it the starting tier. Then you have the base model OLED with 512GB of storage for $549, and then there's the top spec 1TB OLED that I have behind me here with that anti-glare glass for $649. Essentially, the price points haven't really changed, there's just now more differentiation between the different tiers, at least in a vacuum. Beyond what Valve's offering on the surface, they're currently clearing out old stock with some okay discounts. The old base model with 64GB of storage is going for $349. The 512GB one with the anti-glare LCD is now $449. But dig a little deeper and you can get refurbished models from Valve and even GameStop for as low as $278. Yeah, your mileage will certainly vary with those, since Valve stock is usually pretty limited, and GameStop is, well, GameStop. Though to be fair, we did take a look at one on the Austin Evans channel, and that one was totally fine, and people on Reddit seem to have pretty similar experiences as well. With all of that in mind, if you've been holding out to nab a Steam Deck of your own, the OLED and all of its improvements are absolutely worth the extra cash to get the de facto experience. But if you simply want to get your feet wet and to see what the Steam Deck life is all about, I can't argue with going the super budget refurb route from GameStop for under $300 and maybe a little extra to budget in a larger SSD or micro SD card. Furthermore, if you already own a Steam Deck and play it a lot, I can't believe I'm saying this and it might be a bit of a hot take, but the OLED model is actually a solid upgrade, at least if you can get decent trade-in or resale value for the one you already own. Considering that Valve was on record saying that they're not releasing their proper next generation Steam Deck for another 2 to 3 years, the new OLED display and longer battery life are quality of life improvements that could help tide you over until then, even if the hardware is starting to show its age. Let me know what you think about the Steam Deck OLED in the comments below, and otherwise, thanks for watching this video on Denki channel.